Hi. So I've been meaning for a very long time to do a taste test of my two garlic varieties. Georgian Crystal, which I think is in this mesh yellow bag, and Georgian Fire in this black mesh bag. Note to self, leftover garlic, Georgian Crystal, Georgian Fire. And then I've got a few miscellaneous sitting here. And this is all the garlic I have left from the garden, which will probably last us a little while. But yes, I wanted to do a taste test. I'm just going to cut it open, take a nibble, and I have two different knives so that I don't mix the flavors. So let's go ahead and try this. Yes, I don't know if you can hear the fan for the heat pump, but it's going like crazy. So I have to talk louder. We've had cold weather for here. It got down to 7.7 Fahrenheit last night, and it's like 9 degrees Fahrenheit right now in the afternoon today. Temperatures are supposed to warm up next week and kind of hover around freezing, which is more normal for here. But yeah, we always get kind of a cold snap in January, so this is not unusual. I've been down moving rocks in the root cellar, clearing that out for a walk-in cooler, but I'll spare you the rock moving video. This is Georgian Crystal. And so I'm just going to cut a little piece. This is probably I should have got myself some water. Should I just lick it? Oh man, spicy. Okay, spicy. Tastes like garlic. I don't know, so many times I try different varieties of things and they just like, well, tastes like garlic to me. Okay. This is the Georgian Fire, which one would assume by the name that it was spicier. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm licking garlic pieces. I'll use this in the pasta sauce that we're making tonight. Okay. Have I remembered what the Georgian Crystal tasted like? This is the Georgian Fire. Oh man, this is so spicy. I don't know. It might be a little bit spicier. Maybe Tyler will be able to taste the difference. I'll let him give it a taste too. But yeah, so, well, yeah, not much difference. And that's good to know. I don't know, should I plant two different? I already planted my garlic, obviously, for this year. But should I plant two different varieties of garlic that I have to keep track of, or should I just plant one variety? Well, I guess since I've got both growing this year, I'll decide if either of them grows any better than the other. Because it seems like I could just grow one variety and it would be fine, because they really don't taste that different. So the other thing that I'm going to do this week is I'm going to cut up the leeks that I froze from the garden last week. I was able to get those out of the garden and cleaned up and frozen before it froze out there. And so this will be the first week that I use frozen leeks in our pasta sauce that we have every week. And so we'll see if the freezing degrades it to any extent. And so look at that. I've also been making stews from the parsley, frozen carrots, and potatoes for my garden every week, 4 times a week. And I've been kind of experimenting with a couple different types of bouillon, however you pronounce that.
In France, we would say bouillon. Bouillon.
Okay, so these are my frozen leeks. And they're frozen solid. I think I might give them a little bit of time to thaw out just a little bit before I cut them into bits to throw in with the pasta sauce. I'm about to head down to the grocery store. It'd probably take me about, what, 5-10 minutes to walk down there. I didn't want to get in the truck because I'd have to warm it up. And plus it's got seaweed stuck on it from when I went and got that load of seaweed last week. Yeah, we got like 1 inch of snow a number of days ago. But then we've had some wind and it just like blew it off the trees. And it must have sublimated or something because there's not much left on the ground. So anyway, yes, it's chilly, but I've got my ski suit on. It's just a little after 4 o'clock. It's pretty much dark. There's Garden. Hi, Garden. Christmas lights, so pretty. Little deer friend out for a walk. Cheery. Okay. These guys are slightly less frozen. Maybe I should do it this direction. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay. I know, that's probably about a ½ pound of leeks. I've got enough for about 2 months of meals. Yay. Simmer, simmer, simmer. Next to the house, I've got these 2 chest freezers, which are converted to refrigerators. And I use the one for personal stuff, and then this one during the season I use to store harvested produce from the garden to sell. And hopefully, eventually, as I'm working to convert the cellar into a walk-in cooler, I'll be able to get rid of these refrigerators. And I'll just be able to use that space downstairs to store vegetables. But I've got this refrigerator here is holding my potatoes that I harvested from the garden. So these are my potatoes. The heater actually came on just now when the temperature controller says, "Ooh, it's too cold." Then the heater comes on. And then it shuts off when the temperature comes up. During the summer, it's opposite. The temperature controller tells the refrigerator or the freezer to freeze when it gets too warm. I've got my potatoes. Yeah. I've got these 2 boxes and 2 boxes underneath it. I had talked about cutting the potatoes up into nice little chunks and then freezing them, and then I could just grab a bunch of that and throw it into the crock pot, but I never got around to it. So I've just been, taking these out fresh and cutting them up. They seem to be storing okay. I have to pull out a bad potato here and there every once in a while. And I had also talked about pulling out some of them and curing them to plant in the spring, just in case my potatoes that I planted in the fall don't come up in the spring. but I haven't done that yet, and I don't quite know if I will or not. I don't know. Okay, so I'm out here in the boat shed, and this is where I've got my 2 chest freezers that are actually used as freezers. And this is the first winter that we've had this second chest freezer. And this is where I keep all my frozen produce from the garden. These are my leeks, little half-pound bunches approximately. My kale, which I steam in the evening to use with my stew. This is kale and collard greens. This is my 1 bin of parsley, and I just grab a handful. And then I have 3 tubs of frozen carrots. And this one is more than half used. And I wasn't sure how easy it would be to get these guys out of here. You know, I just toss them in loosely, and I'm able to just, you know, pop them apart pretty easily. So that's worked really great. Hello, folks. I'm making stew. And so what I do is I have my little tiny crock pot here, and I start out with a ½ cup of lentils. And then I chop up this parsley, my little frozen parsley fellow. Chop, 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 chop. Okay. And I put this in like that. Okay. Stuff flies all over the place. Okay, so then in the past, I used well, I didn't have any bouillon.
Bouillon.
So I went to the grocery store and I got this better than bouillon.
Bouillon.
And it's not organic. It costs like $8 a jar. I mean, it's concentrated stuff, so like fine. But yeah, you can't see, but it's got like a ton of sodium in it. And so it's like, yeah. So then I ordered some vegetable bouillon.
Bouillon.
Low sodium. But like, yeah, it's got, like, why do they add shea butter? I guess that's to make it like creamy-ish or something, but then you get your little saturated fat friends. So instead, I decided to go with minced onions. And I just do a tablespoon of that. Oh, see, because I just want this to be quick. Otherwise, I do know, like, what, probably chop up an onion or something, but, or chop up some garlic. But I want it to be quick with a K. So then this is garlic powder, or garlic, yeah. And so I put just like a quarter teaspoon in there. That's what I've been doing. Because I don't want it to be super garlicky, but maybe just a little bit of garlic flavor. La, la, la. And then let's see, what do I put in there next? My measuring cup of carrots. And usually what I do is I chop the tops off just so that they won't look like carrots. Okay, so then I don't even chop these up. I just throw them in whole into the pot. La 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 la. Okie doke. So then at this point I put in water. Two cups, and I turn it on, so just so it can get started. I found that if I put too many frozen carrots in there, it takes the crock pot too long to get hot. So let's wash up our potatoes. Maybe I should grab a little knife just to cut any little bad spots off. Da, 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 da. So then cut up the potatoes into similar sized little cubes. Okay, it's about full to the top there. The top guys, they're not in the water, but they get steamed. So then I put the lid on, and I've got it on high. My little crock pot here, it has a keep warm, a low, and a high. So I've got it on high. And that's it, folks. Quick with a K. Boil, boil. So about 6 hours later, break up the carrots, and then I just start kind of stirring it around a little bit. Chop up some frozen kale, steam it for a bit, a little squeeze of lemon or lime, add some pepper to my portion of the stew, flop that on top of the greens, and some Kalamata olives, and some sunflower seeds. Bon appetit.
Bon appétit with a silent T at the end.
Squirrel tracks.